Hawker Aircraft Limited are known for a number of different and iconic aircraft, including the Cygnet, Hart, Nimrod, Fury, Hind, Typhoon, Tempest, and of course, the Hurricane. In the jet age, Hawker's successors included the Hunter and the P-1127, an experimental aircraft which led to the Hawker Siddeley Harrier. Hawker's aircraft, which saw service during the Second World War, had weather and storm-themed names: Hurricane, Typhoon, and Tempest. There exists, however, another aircraft in this family of Hawker aircraft, largely forgotten: the Hawker Tornado. The Tornado was a single-seat fighter designed as a replacement to the Hurricane. Shortly after the Hurricane entered service, Hawker began working on its eventual successor, having asked the Air Ministry which projects should be considered. Two alternative design projects were pursued: the Type N, to have been powered by a Napier Sabre engine, and the Type R, to be equipped with a Rolls-Royce Vulture power plant. Hawker sent drawings and data of the Sabre engine fighter to the Air Ministry in July 1937, which subsequently advised that a specification for such a fighter would likely be presented soon. Hawker started on the Vulture engine design in October. The specification was released by the Air Ministry as specification F.18-37 in early 1938, after further prompting from Hawker, but the full specification and invitation to tender did not arrive until April. The specification called for a single-engine fighter to replace the Spitfire and the Hurricane, armed with 12.303 machine guns and possessing a maximum speed of 400 miles per hour at 15,000 feet and service ceiling of 35,000 feet or more. Both the Type N and Type R prototypes were very similar to the Hurricane in general appearance and shared some of its construction techniques. The front fuselage used the same bolted duralium tube structure which had been developed by Sidney Cam and Fred Sigrist in 1925. The new design featured automobile-like side-opening doors for entry and used a large 40-foot wing which was much thicker in cross-section than those on aircraft such as the Spitfire. The rear fuselage from behind the cockpit differed from that of the Hurricane in that it was a duralium, semi-monocoque, flush-riveted structure. The all-metal wings incorporated the legs and wheelbase of the wide-track, inward-retracting main undercarriage. The two models were very similar to each other. The Type R aircraft had a rounder nose profile and a ventral radiator, whereas the Type N had a flatter deck and chin-mounted radiator. On the 6th of October 1939, the first prototype, P5219, made its maiden flight. Further flight trials revealed airflow problems around the radiator, which was subsequently relocated to a chin position. Later changes included increased rudder area and the upgrading of the power plant to the Vulture Mark V engine. Hawker production lines focused on the Hurricane, with the result that completion of the second prototype, P5224, was significantly delayed. It featured a chin radiator, additional window panels in the fairing behind the cockpit, and the 12.33 machine guns were replaced by 4 20mm Hispano cannons. P5224 was first flown on the 5th of December 1940 and was powered by a Vulture II engine, although, as in the case of the first prototype, the Vulture V was later installed. In order to avoid upsetting the Hurricane lines, production was subcontracted to Avro, another company within the Hawker Group, situated in Manchester, and to Cunliffe Owen Aircraft in Eastleigh, with orders for 1,760 and 200 aircraft respectively being placed in 1939. However, only one of these aircraft, one built by Avro, was ever constructed and flown, this being serial R7936. Shortly after making its maiden flight at Woodford on the 29th of August 1941, the Vulture program was abandoned, followed closely by the cancellation of the order for the Hawker Tornado. The Rolls-Royce Vulture was effectively cancelled by Rolls-Royce in July 1941, partly due to the problems experienced in its use on the Avro Manchester, but mostly to free up resources for development of the Rolls-Royce Merlin and to increase production of the Merlin. At the time, the Merlin was starting to deliver the same power levels anticipated for the Vulture Mark V. However, the Vulture engine installation in the Tornado was relatively trouble-free, unlike that aboard the Manchester. The Vulture-powered Tornado had fewer problems in flight than its Sabre engine counterpart. In total, only 4 examples of the Tornado would be constructed. The design, however, would live on, as a parallel airframe that used the Napier Sabre engine continued into production as the Hawker Typhoon.
Many thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more updates, like and share. You can also help to support the channel at Patreon. Details are in the description box below.